The greatest commandment, loving God with all your heart. Matthew chapter 22 verse 37. Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind." Introduction. In the heart of the Gospel of Matthew, we find a profound conversation between Jesus and a scribe who poses a question about the greatest commandment in the law. Jesus' response, found in Matthew chapter 22 verse 37, is a timeless truth that has guided countless believers throughout history. It is a simple yet profound statement that encapsulates the essence of our relationship with God. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This sermon will delve into the depths of this commandment, exploring its meaning, its implications for our lives, and how it intertwines with other biblical teachings. We will also examine the practical ways in which we can express this love to God and how it impacts our relationships with others. Understanding the commandment, all your heart. The seat of emotions, the heart, in biblical terms, represents the center of our being, encompassing our emotions, desires, and passions. To love God with all our heart means to give Him our undivided affection, to cherish Him above all else, and to find our joy and fulfillment in Him. It is a love that is passionate, unwavering, and exclusive. All your soul, the seat of our being. The soul refers to our life force, our essence, and our identity. To love God with all our soul means to surrender our entire being to Him, to live for Him, and to make His purposes the priority of our lives. It is a love that is sacrificial, selfless, and all-consuming. All your mind. The seat of our thoughts. The mind is the seat of our intellect, our understanding, and our reasoning. To love God with all our mind means to seek to know Him, to understand His word, and to apply His wisdom to our lives. It is a love that is intelligent, discerning, and committed to truth. Loving God with all your heart, soul, and mind. Loving God with all our heart, soul, and mind is not merely an intellectual assent or a fleeting emotional experience. It is a lifelong commitment that requires constant effort and growth. It is a love that is expressed through our thoughts, words, and actions. Thoughts. Renewing our minds. The Apostle Paul writes in Romans chapter 12 verse 2, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." Our thoughts have the power to shape our attitudes, behaviors, and ultimately, our destiny. When we love God with all our mind, we commit to renewing our thoughts, to filling them with His word, and to aligning them with His will. Words. Speaking life. The Bible tells us that the power of life and death is in the tongue. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 21. Our words have the power to build up or tear down, to encourage or discourage, to bless or curse. When we love God with all our heart, we will guard our words, speaking them with kindness, truth, and love. Actions. Living a life of love. Love is not just a feeling, it is an action. When we love God with all our heart, soul, and mind, we will demonstrate that love through our actions. We will seek to live a life that is pleasing to Him, obeying His commands, and serving others in His name. The greatest commandment and the second. In Matthew chapter 22 verse 39, Jesus adds a second commandment that is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. This commandment flows naturally from the first. When we love God with all our heart, soul, and mind, we will also love our neighbor as ourselves. Loving our neighbor means treating them with kindness, compassion, and respect, regardless of their background, beliefs, or social status. It means seeking their well-being, offering them help when they need it, and forgiving them when they wrong us. The interconnectedness of the commandments. The two greatest commandments are not separate but interconnected. When we love God with all our heart, soul, and mind, it overflows into love for our neighbor. And when we love our neighbor, it deepens our love for God. Conclusion. The commandment to love God with all our heart, soul, and mind is the foundation of our faith. It is the source of our joy, peace, and purpose. By embracing this commandment, we can experience the fullness of God's love and live a life that is truly meaningful. May we strive to love God with all our heart, soul, and mind, and may our love for Him overflow into love for our neighbor.